What is the greatest threat right now to your digital security, and how vulnerable are you to these types of thefts? In this video, we're going to look at Infostealers. We're going to look at what has happened recently and how you can protect yourself. If you're interested in all that, stick around. My name is kathyzant. I've been in information security for 2 decades. I first got my server hacked in the 1990s. It was a server somebody else set up, and I just trusted that they were more technical than me. Well, it earned me a trip to security school, so I got to learn all about how to spoof emails and how network security worked, and I have been doing all sorts of security things ever since. At the end, I will talk to you a little bit about WordPress security and some cool tools that I see coming forward, so stick around for that or jump to the timestamp down below if you'd like that. But let's get started and take a look at some of these articles. All right, I first read about this on TechCrunch. We see this article that police operation claims a takedown of prolific Redline and Meta password stealers. Let's take a look at what they found. A coalition of international law enforcement agencies disrupted operations of 2 prolific info stealers that stole sensitive data from millions of people. This was the Dutch National Police who led this so-called Operation Magnus. They reported that it gained full access to the servers used by Redline and Meta Infostealers. Now, Infostealers are a type of malware specifically designed to extract sensitive information like passwords, credit card data, search histories, and cryptocurrency wallets. They've also been used to steal session cookies so that people could basically log into websites. So Infostealers are very prevalent. This particular operations basically found that millions of people had been exposed by Redline and Meta. Redline is considered to be one of the most prolific strains of Infostealer malware. They've been using it since 2020, so about 4 years, according to this report. And this malware has been attributed to a 2020 hack at Uber, the theft of login details from WorldCoin orb operators, and the breach of a senior official at Israel's National Cybersecurity Directorate. Meta is relatively new, but Operation Magnus noted that they got access to Redline and Meta servers and discovered that they're pretty much the same. Now, in a video that they posted, the agencies say they were able to access usernames, passwords, IP addresses, timestamps, and registration dates, along with the source code for both Infostealers, as well as Telegram bots used by the operators of the malware. So they found basically who was operating all of this, found some identifiable information like IP addresses. I'm sure that this investigation is ongoing, and they are saying that legal actions are underway. Operation Magnus was supported by the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation and the UK's National Crime Agency. This was announced on a newly created website outlining these operations. If we head over to Bleeping Computer, they also have information about this operation, and note that the Infostealer malware was seized by police. They note typically the same information that TechCrunch did, but they also have some other information down below. There are some links here. I'll put those in the description box down below. But basically, they're talking about how information stealing malware, or Infostealers, is becoming a massive problem for enterprise, as stolen credentials are commonly sold on the dark web or released for free. Malicious campaigns involving information stealing malware have become abundant, with threat actors targeting victims through zero-day vulnerabilities, fake VPNs, fake fixes to GitHub issues, and even, I thought this was surprising, answers on Stack Overflow. One of the most common Infostealers used in attack is Redline. We now learned that Meta is likely created by the same developers as Redline. So you see, Infostealers are after your sensitive information, anything from usernames and passwords, even those that you may have stored in a password manager. They're also after things like authentication cookies. That's the cookie that is downloaded onto your browser to maintain state when you are logged into any site that requires authentication. That could be your bank account, it could be credit cards, your mortgage, or even a WordPress site. It's not the same cookie as those that basically say, oh, hey, it's you, Kathy. Sure, go ahead, give us your password. That cookie that basically just identifies who you are is not an authentication cookie. An authentication cookie maintains state, maintains that login. So you've probably noticed that a lot of your banks and your credit card companies are logging you out after some period of inactivity. This is because of Infostealers. The big problem is that this doesn't happen in the WordPress space. When you're logging into a WordPress site and you click Remember Me, that authentication cookie stays resident on your browser for 2 weeks. A juicy piece of information for a hacker who wants to get into your WordPress site. Basically, they can lift that with an Infostealer, log into your WordPress site as you just by stealing that cookie and putting it into their code or installing it into their browser, however they are dealing with it. But your information is at risk. What can you do to protect yourself from Infostealers? It's basically protecting your computing devices. It is protecting your computer. It is protecting your cell phone, your iPad, however you are logging into all of these things. If you are downloading code from Stack Overflow, be careful with that. Basically, be suspect of anything that is going on with your computer. You should have antivirus installed. And when you are done with your WordPress site or you're done with your bank, if they haven't logged you out already, log out when you're done, because when you log out, it kills that session cookie and makes it completely unusable. Another thing to do is to use two-factor authentication. If they are using Infostealers to get your username and password, you want to make sure you have that second factor of authentication, that 2FA code. Try to use time-based codes with your Authenticator app instead of using SMS-based things. I have a link down below to a video I did about SIM swapping attacks and how prevalent those are becoming. The thing that you need to realize is those two-factor authentication codes, when you have authentication cookies involved, those two-factor codes are not going to protect you, because if they get your authentication cookie, it looks like it's you. The 2FA code is not going to be able to protect you there. It will protect you, however, if your username and password are somehow exposed. The thing that we all need to be aware of is Infostealers. Just because Redline and Meta have now been taken over by authorities doesn't mean that there aren't other Infostealers out there, and malicious actors are always developing new tools. So security, again, always a cat and mouse game. Try to be the cat and stay on top of these things. If you are in the WordPress space, I wanted to highlight a new tool that I just think is the coolest. One of my friends, Alkan, who is one of the bright minds in security in the WordPress space, developed this tool that basically allows you to navigate your WordPress dashboard using keyboard shortcuts instead of mouse-based navigation. The first time I used it, it reminded me of the first time I started using a Macintosh after transitioning off of Windows. I just felt this sense of, oh my gosh, I have lost so much time navigating with a mouse, so much time using a different operating system. It's one of the greatest tools that I've seen come out for WordPress, and it's now in pre-release. It is going to be released to the public within the next few days. This is October 30th when I'm recording. I will have a link down below so you can go watch a video and basically see how Command UI works. I know it's been all over the social medias because Calvin is actually kind of a brilliant marketer. Who knew? Not just an amazing developer, but he put together a very unique marketing campaign to get the word out about this. I was very, very clever. I'm very impressed. One of the brightest minds in WordPress that you should be watching. So a link down below for Command UI. Go watch that video next. And yeah. I'll put my referral code down there too. We'll send some more traffic over so I could compete in Calvin's referral game. That's all I've got about Infostealers this week. We will have more videos coming soon. If you are not on my mailing list, the link to my website is down below. I've got some interesting things coming out. I have an AI clone, and I'm going to show you how that works in the next video. So if you learned something here, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see that video and more. Thanks for watching.